Good evening, and welcome back to Robot Wars, the show that takes large bits of scrap metal and bashes them into each other. The UK government has found the show to be so violent and dangerous that they've enforced a nationwide lockdown. So while you're at home in social isolation, we decided that it would be a good idea to give you an insight into the everyday lives of our future weaponised overlords before they take over the planet and turn every McDonald's into a screwfix. Who will we see tonight, Mr. Narrator?
First up we have Scrapper and LEIGHBOT.
Robot ears, stand by.
Scrapper with the cutting discs.
2,
and LEIGHBOT
1.
with...
Activate.
Well, we'll find out, shall we? They come together at snail's pace. The Scrapper with the cutting disc at the front. There's the arm of LEIGHBOT. It's a prodding thing. Has got a fan attachment as well. It's got the saw at the back. LEIGHBOT is the most aggressive here so far. How effective that weapon is, we're yet to see. The cutting discs on the front of Scrapper could be crucial here to a victory. The observer bot keeps watching with that Scrapper going over the arena spike. And LEIGHBOT comes on the underside. That could well be Scrapper out of it if the observer bot decides not to show it. The mercy that observer bot never truly has. Is demonic after all. LEIGHBOT comes in for a Scrapper and Scrapper is almost out the arena. Now back onto its wheels. It needs to do something here to turn this fight around, but now it's on the arena spike again. I don't think the observer bot wants it back alive again. And there it goes, upside down again. Oh, followed by LEIGHBOT. However, it's a clear victory for LEIGHBOT. More aggressive from the start. And it was this moment here where Scrapper goes over the spike that its hopes and dreams were simultaneously crushed. Next up, Nemesis and Cruella.
Robot ears, stand by. 3, 2,
There's the
1.
evil grin
Activate.
of Nemesis. It has the spikes and the pneumatic spike directly at the front, like a tongue sticking out from the mouth. Cruella, on the other hand, a wedge-shaped box. Will hope to get underneath and turn Nemesis onto its side, or onto its back. Now it pushes after an initial onslaught by Nemesis. You see how much damage the front of Cruella has taken from that Nemesis weapon. And is still taking now. You just see it spitting out there between the teeth. Now Cruella backs away. Comes in once more, but it's looking damaged. And how much longer is it going to last? It needs to push Nemesis into a CPZ or onto the spikes somewhere where it will take significant damage. Closing on the CPZ now, that's what the observer bot is waiting, and flips Nemesis. Not quite enough to turn it over. And that's some good driving there by Nemesis to stay away from the CPZ to avoid further punishment by the observer bot. Keeping away from it wisely. The observer bot looks annoyed. Cruella pushes to get into the CPZ, but I think, yes, that is it. Cruella immobilised. Nemesis escaping by the skin of its teeth there. Its white, pearly teeth. Caused more damage. Cruella more aggressive and with greater pushing power, but in the end, it was damage that came to be most vital in this battle. Let's find out who the last two competitors of this heat are. Shogun and Tracy.
Robot ears, stand by.
I'm afraid I forget
3,
what Tracy stands for.
2,
I know what Shogun stands
1.
for.
Activate.
It stands for Doom for Tracy. It's got the forklift at the front, the spikes on the side, and a small blade at the back. You might be lucky to see that at some point in this battle. Tracy, on the other hand, can work upside down if turned over. Not many robots in this series have that, so it could prove vital later on. Shogun will look to get underneath Tracy. It's a very shallow weapon. You have to get right under Tracy in order to flip it over. And now Tracy's doing the pushing here. Pushing Shogun into this CPZ where the observer bot can come into play. And that's what happens. Shogun upside down. Tracy is now upside down as well, but as we've mentioned, it can work upside down. It will not be counted out. And you just saw the little blade on the back of Shogun. But it's too little, too late, and Shogun We'll be going into the losers playoff in just a moment. Well done to Tracy, progresses to the next round.
So we've seen all 6 competitors, and the best 3 fighters head through to the next round. However, the 3 losers have one more opportunity to remain in the competition, and don't count any of them out quite yet. Studies show that defeat will only make a robot stronger. The teeth gnashing becomes gnashier, the fist pumping becomes pumpier, and the gear turning becomes... well, you get my point. Let's see which one of our playoff contenders will also get the point.
Back to our playoffs, Scrapper, Shogun and Cruella.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
This for a place in the Heat semi-final. A great first attack by Cruella, turning Scrapper onto its back. Shogun will come in on the back of Cruella. This could well be Scrapper out of the fight if it can't get back onto its wheels. Probably the most damaging of the 3 robots. It's now back onto its wheels as Cruella tries to turn Shogun over. Scrapper comes in on the back of Cruella, using that cutting blade to cause damage. And a lot of damage is being done. I think Cruella might be out of it here. It's not moving. Good news for Shogun, who's yet to really do anything here. Cruella pushed against the side. I think it is truly out of it. The observer bot senses blood. Now it's between Scrapper and Shogun. Neither one really showing any sort of pushing power. There's Cruella out in the back. If Shogun can get those lifting forks underneath Scrapper, then it could potentially turn it over, but it can't get fully under it. It hasn't got the power, and it hasn't got the ground clearance. And it's become a bit of a stalemate. We're closing to the end of the battle. And the judge is going to have to make the decision here. We've got the decision. And due to Scrapper taking out Cruella, it will be Scrapper going through to the Heat semi-final to eliminate Shogun. Let's move on to the semi-final. LEIGHBOT versus Tracy.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
Certainly a lot of spikes in this heat, and both these robots have spikes. But LEIGHBOT will be relying more on that thing, as it pushes Tracy back towards a pyramid at the side of the arena. That cutting disc may come into play at some point, but LEIGHBOT's going to have to turn around in order for that to become effective. And we all know what the AI is like on this game. Regardless, Tracy now pushes back against LEIGHBOT, who seems to have lost the use of that front prong, the pusher, the prodder, the tickler. Now it's been pushing out against the pyramid on the opposite side of the arena, and Tracy now appears to be on top in this fight. He's got a bit more pace about it, a bit more panache. And LEIGHBOT has got a lot of work to do now. Observer separates just to keep things entertaining out there. That's a good attack by Tracy, damaging the front of LEIGHBOT, putting holes in its side. A light layer of aluminium protects LEIGHBOT, and I don't think it's going to be enough to withstand the penetration of those Tracy spikes. And here they come again. Look at that damage done to LEIGHBOT now. Truly is falling to pieces, that thing. And I think Observerbot agrees, it's now attacking LEIGHBOT. I think the Observerbot's bored here. LEIGHBOT isn't moving, and I think this could well be it now. Tracy will go through to the Heat final. LEIGHBOT is out. An aggressive start for LEIGHBOT, but it soon ran out of steam, and Tracy took full advantage with those brutal spike weapons on the front. And Observerbot was more than happy to gobble up a well and truly punctured LEIGHBOT. Next semi-final, please.
Roboteers, stand by. 3,
To face Tracy in the Heat final,
activate.
we have NEMESIS and Scrapper. Both of them with the smiley faces. Who will end up smilier at the end of this battle? Both of them with devastating weapons. Scrapper with the saw blade, and NEMESIS with the pneumatic spike. Is Nemesis doing the puncturing right now? And there goes the circular saw of Scrapper falling across the arena. He's now being pushed against the side barrier. Observerbot will be taking note. I think it's taken enough now. Doesn't like the look of Scrapper too much. Comes slowly away from the wall, and Nemesis was awaiting its chance to attack once more. More bits have fallen off of Scrapper. Well and truly looking like it belongs in a scrap heap now. In again comes Nemesis. Smile is starting to wear. But it's looking to tear at Scrapper, and so is the Observerbot. I think the Observerbot has come to a solid conclusion about which way this battle's gone. And is now bullying Scrapper, pushing towards the pyramid and maybe trying to get out the arena. Nemesis wants more, but now is time to end it, Nemesis. You'll get your chance again. The Observerbot took matters into his own hands at the end there, eliminating Scrapper from the competition after it was de-toothed, if that's a word. Either way, it's Nemesis through to face Tracy.
The weakest of our 6 competitors have all been pruned. They're left in black plastic bags and are now heading to the nearest scrap heap, where they may end up being recycled and turned into lavatory seats. We're left with 2 stone-cold, battle-hardened monstrosities so angry and bitter that they've started writing slam poetry. The title of this particular poem is Death.
To join Grunt in the grand final,
Robot ears, stand by.
Nemesis
3,
and Tracy.
2, 1. Activate.
The girly one versus the smiler. We'll see how this one goes. Coming to a standstill at the start. And both of them will be hoping to use those spikes to perhaps get each other's wheels. Maybe get the other into a CPZ with the Observerbot can get involved. More involved than he is now. More separating at the moment. Tracy's turnover, but again, that won't matter. Though it could matter for Nemesis, who is on its back. Observerbot, you're going to have to do something here. That was an illegal move. Turn that boy over. Don't let Tracy get too involved. Here comes Nemesis now, turned back onto its wheels. But both are now on the spikes. They'll look to get away from there, and they do. Nemesis now pushing Tracy towards the barrier. And hitting with that spike, there are pieces falling off of Tracy, and this could be crucial. Now holding Tracy against the sidewall, Observerbot is getting far too close, and get out of there, Observerbot. I think Tracy is stuck, and it's not moving. Nemesis looks to have won this one. It pinned Tracy against the wall, hit with the spikes, and that was enough to eliminate Tracy. Nemesis will go through to join Grunt in the series grand final. Stalemate at the start. And after an early mistake by the Observerbot, it was Nemesis that pushed Tracy against the sidewall, pinned it, and destroyed it.
We now have 2 robots through to the series grand final, where their mettle will surely be tested to the absolute limit. They will reach a fighting prowess that us mere mortals can only ever dream of reaching. Join us for the next episode, where the next batch of bot bullies will battle to the brutal end. Goodbye.